It started with a compliment,
He told me that I was his sunshine.
but the attention soon turned. Terrifying.
Hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of messages.
The words he used, the pictures he drew were scary. They were of a sexual nature. They were violent.
Creepy thoughts like, I just want to feel your pulse.
Sexual scenarios involving others. Kidnap you and me. Rape you. You would die quickly.
And proclamations of love. You are the one I love the most, forever and ever.
Is a genius behind the madness. And what is compelling him to do it?
Scary, vulgar, disgusting.
But he's also extremely intelligent. He's hoodwinked basically everybody.
A family speaks out about 8 years of pure hell, which has left them helpless and scared.
It's not if he does it, it's when he does it again.
Are you afraid right now?
Of course. Absolutely, I fear for my life.
Beautiful, smart Emma Furlong was 14 and a freshman, just weeks into her exciting first year at Andover High School in Bloomfield Township, Michigan. When a senior, 18-year-old Jay Yen Ding, Jay for short, a gifted student and musician, took serious notice.
Tell me about the first incident with him.
I was in the hallway by my locker, and he came up to me with a group of friends behind him and told me that I was his sunshine, and then just stared at me and didn't walk away. I just felt that something was really off, just the way he was so fixated on me in that moment, and I was the one, even though I was at my locker, I had to walk away because he wasn't going to.
So a little more intense than your average high school crush, but Emma wasn't too worried. That is until she says Jay started following her around school.
Like following you.
Following me, tracking me like a predator and prey relationship. He memorized my class schedule, so he would follow me from class to class. This was not a few isolated incidents. This was a nearly constant thing. The look on his face when he would look at me was frightening, as if I were some object that he needed to be with and have.
Emma tells her parents, who became immediately troubled.
As her father, I'm concerned that a strange boy is making unwanted advances towards my daughter. I'm fearful, I'm concerned.
But Emma doesn't want to get Jay in trouble and believes if things get scary, there are people who will keep her safe.
He was in the orchestra, I was in the band, so in that way we actually had mutual friends, and initially that brought me some comfort that if anything really weird happened, they would stand up for me.
Then she says things take a more serious turn. Jay gets bold.
I was in my English class, my freshman English class, and he knocked on the door, comes in, and told my teacher that he needed to speak with me urgently. And she didn't want me to disrupt the class, so she told me to go, and I was petrified.
In the hallway,
He told me that my life was in danger and that I had to come with him and leave the school immediately.
What was his demeanor when he was saying your life is in danger?
He was serious. He was much taller than me, but he put his body close to mine, his face close to mine, which made me extremely uncomfortable. And there was an urgency in what he was saying. The first second I questioned, well, is my life in danger? I did not know how to respond to this person who's a male aggressor, 4 years my senior, and telling me to come with him.
Emma doesn't leave with Jay. She eventually goes back into the classroom, but is definitely shaken.
I did not know what he would do next.
What is next is coming soon. Just a few days later, as Emma is waiting to be picked up from an after-school French club meeting,
She says Jay, once again, is there.
The whole school's empty now. He had waited until my club meeting was over and was waiting outside for me and was following me around. He just wouldn't leave me alone.
Emma's French teacher sees what's happening and pulls Jay away.
But it took her physically moving him away from me to resolve that issue before my mom got there.
High school officials give Jay a formal warning and tell him to stay away from Emma. But that doesn't deter him. Things soon turn physical when Jay allegedly gropes Emma and 7 other girls in the hallways of their school.
That alone should have been a criminal charge.
Jay is suspended for 5 days.
During talks with school officials, a contract is drawn up by the school and signed by Jay. In the contract, Jay agrees he will not contact any girl at Andover. and he will not touch any person without permission.
I just saw the police report.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the actual.
It was handwritten. It was like kind of bullet points. Like, you agree to this.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
We've never been told that
Yeah.
before.
A
Did
handwritten.
you hear that?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything with signatures.
No.
that
And we're just shocked that they would do something like that without consulting the victim or the victim's parents, particularly because it was a fourth-degree sexual assault at that time. And that really surprises me that there's a document.
Crime Watch Daily has since shown the handwritten contract to the Furlongs, who further expressed their disbelief how things were handled by the school. Emma's parents file a police report of forcible contact, but don't press charges.
We were completely misled. The school told us we couldn't take legal action. They said they were handling it, and we were not privy to any of these conversations that the school had with Jaeun.
Jay is eventually expelled, but allowed to graduate early.
They basically didn't give us an option in it. They told us what was going to happen, and they told us that he was already planning to move with his mother back to China, and you would never have to worry about him again.
But the break wouldn't be that clean. Emma tries to go on with her life. Then senior year, an unwelcome visitor from the not-too-distant past.
He never did move back to China.
The behavior started up again.
Coming up, a different MO, this time online and using aliases.
They're violent, they're aggressive, they're disturbing thoughts to read.
And many worry the system has failed to keep Emma protected.
Are you afraid for Emma's safety?
I don't know what this young man's capable of.